Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Ebony Boss, and we are officially live. So today's guest is the one, the only, Melissa Befierce. So why don't you
Hello,
just tell us a little bit about yourself?
hello. Okay, well, I am Melissa Befierce. I am from Los Angeles, California. I was currently in a lovely show called Dragula, which I came to be top three on, which was okay because I think that we all this from the top three we all kind of deserved it. We all fought hard to be on top. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you.
I love how you're painted, bitch.
Me? Oh, thank you.
And
I
Miss
don't
Thing
usually
over
get that
here
compliment.
too.
I don't usually
Yes.
get that compliment. I was so bad at drag at first, like beyond bad for about a year. And then I just started dabbling in like more expensive makeup, and it's like, ooh, now I look good.
Okay. I think we all start like somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh
very true.
God, yes.
Yeah, because I mean, if you guys would have seen me how I looked when I first started doing drag, oh, you'd be like, oh my God, what a mess.
So let's get started with the questions. So I think Madam Hex, you were going first, right?
Okay. Hi, I'm Madam Hex. So I do have a couple questions. First off, what were your thoughts on the queens at the finale reunion thing, trying to like say you shouldn't have won Dragula because you're too much of a glamour WeHo queen?
You know what? At the time, I was kind of like, because I think everyone threw me under the bus, and it was just something that I wasn't expecting to happen. I just thought it was gonna be like, oh, we're gonna just meet up and have a talk. But I think it went and like um um my well I wanted to prove a point at the finale, which I did. I didn't re- I It kind of bothered me at the time actually too. Especially because I was going to through some problems at home with the breakup and this and that. So I kind of felt like all my frustration kind of built up, and um, I just went off and talk shit to that queen. I don't want to name her.
I was living
Um,
though.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, pretty much I felt like tagged. I felt that they made me seem that I wasn't capable of doing something other than just be a glam queen.
Mm-hmm.
Much.
Well, I definitely think that first runway when you came out as your clown, I definitely thought that you had one of the most unique looks because you were mixing that glamour. You were one of the only ones I saw that really immediately to me looked like the next Dragula super monster because you were mixing that glamour with that filth and horror element all right into it with that fucking red and white jumpsuit number.
Well, I mean, didn't like it, but I wasn't a judge. I mean, I thought I looked pretty sick in it, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't something they were looking for, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, second question.
Yes.
And this one has to do with your tattoos because I noticed you have quite a many, and that kind of made me have a little crush on you a little bit. But when did you start getting your tattoos, and what was your first one?
I first got my first tattoo when I was 18 years old, and I got like a little star around my belly button.
Ooh, yeah,
And
on
what?
the male tramp stamp. I don't know if y'all call that over there, but like down in Florida, that's what we call it.
Oh, really? We don't have
Yeah.
a thing for it over here. We just something.
It is what it
That was my
is.
first tattoo, and then my newest tattoo, which would be my tattoo, which was very
Ooh.
painful.
Oh, it's fucking sick.
It was very painful. Like
I can
to do this, and it was
I
in
can.
one session, and
Oh,
I was in
jeez.
pain from like beginning to end. It was painful, and then by the time I was done with my tattoo was like my hand was like this swollen, like swollen.
Ooh,
You know
girl,
what?
well
What?
you're a trooper.
Uh, yeah, but I like it. I love it. I get compliments everywhere I go. So yeah, pretty dope.
That's so cool. Third question, and this is
Yes.
where I started to get a little shady. But do you still think Loris is a bitch, or have y'all like talked it out, or what?
She is a bitch. Everyone knows she's a bitch. It's not something I think everyone kind of knows about it within like with a group like
Mhm.
girls. It was something that we kind of felt from her from the get-go. It was just like bitch, 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 and it's something that the viewers at home didn't get to see, you know. But
Well, I definitely understand what you're saying about she's a bitch because I have like had that competitive interaction with her before, and I got that same feeling from her.
yeah, I mean, I have my reasons why as to why I kind of have like a little grudge. I won't say a grudge, but she kind of did me dirty not that
Mm-hmm.
long ago. But you guys will find out about it soon.
Oh, you gotta wait to see.
Oh yeah.
Well, we wish Loris the best. She's beautiful. Hopefully, her personality gets us to
No,
that.
definitely. You know, that's one thing. Like, I've never said she was a bad entertainer or a bad artist or a bad performer. I never said that about her. She is an amazing. That's one thing
Mm-hmm.
no one can ever take it away from her. You know, she can fucking paint, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just her attitude kind of like
And most
throws it off a bit.
definitely. Question 4. When going into the competition initially, based on first thoughts and first meeting the queens, who did you think was going to be top 3?
Frankie, Meatball.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised you didn't put yourself in that top 3. 'Cause
Exactly.
I definitely thought.
Well, I mean, I think,
Oh.
I mean, yeah, right off the bat, but kind of like how when, like, if you see how my look was different than everyone else's, it kind of,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like, oh, fuck, bitch, like, I think this is not the competition you supposed to be on, you know? But
Mm-hmm. Did you get thinking more in a RuPaul's Drag Race type mentality, or were you thinking
yes,
completely out of?
yes, definitely. I I went in the competition thinking I'm queen, that it's gonna fucking be always on point, looking perfect, you know, looking the best. But
Mm-hmm.
totally, it was the opposite. When I came out with the red and black jumpsuit, too clean, you know, versus what the other girls brought. So I was like, bitch, you're gonna go home.
Next question. How long did the actual filming process take, and like what was the process of filming? Because I noticed a couple times whenever before they would tell y'all the challenge on screen, y'all would already be painted for it.
I didn't quite hear you the last question.
Um,
What?
how long did the filming process take, and what was the actual process of it? Because I noticed a couple times, like whenever they would give you the challenge, quote unquote, on screen, y'all would already be like painted and prepared for the challenge.
The filming went for quite some time. Um, I really can't say much about it,
I
but
figured.
yeah, it's still kind of I. But it took a while, but it was filmed a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I can't answer that question right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Confidential
fine.
tea.
And stuff like that. Secret, hush, hush. Do you keep in contact
Yes.
with any of the girls?
Yes, definitely. The most I stay in contact with it's Frankie, Meatball, and Vander. I was just
Mm.
with and Pinche. Pinche, them. I was just with Pinche, Meatball, and Vander last night. They came to visit me at the venue where I host every Wednesday night at Revolver. They were hanging out with me. Those are the ones that I usually stay in touch with, and I think those are the ones that I most.
Mm-hmm. So final question.
Yes.
When can we see Drag Race? Because I know we're gonna be seeing you on there soon, or you better be on
Bitch,
there soon.
bitch, I'm waiting. I've been waiting. I'm just waiting for that moment to happen. You know, I've been auditioning for 3 years already, and I feel like I get close and close, but I don't get all the way in. But I hope this time around, fingers crossed that I make it all the way through. And
I think they'll
Are
make
you
it.
allowed
yeah,
to
we'll
audition
see.
for Drag Race because you were on Dragula?
Excuse me?
Oh, I was just saying, are you allowed to audition since you were on Dragula?
I don't see why not.
True, true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think it's definitely time
Yeah,
for a drag super monster to be showing up on Drag Race.
Mhm.
It's been a while since we've had
definitely.
Sharon. We need some more
Definitely. I agree.
there. But I think that's the end of
All
my
right, well, is it my turn?
yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, I am Jet Gray. I'm Manhattan's own dumpster baby. Um, so I know a lot of queens go through a lot of phases whenever they're starting drag. And
Right.
I wanted to know, what was your first ever drag name? Ever?
You know what? I never first name, and
Mhm.
I kept that name ever since I first did drag. I
Really?
never changed it. Never changed it. It's been the same. At first, it was just Melissa, and
Mhm.
then as my drag started kind of developing and like kind of polishing it a little bit, little by little, I added Befierce to it. When I added Befierce, the movie Mean Girls was kind of like a big hit, and you know how
Yes.
the you girl, you fierce. That whole
Mhm.
that fierce was a catchphrase. You know, everyone was using it. So
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I like that, but why don't I add be fierce to it? Because be fierce, you have to fucking be fierce and
Yeah.
always be, you know. So that's why. But it was Melissa first, and then I added be fierce after.
Okay, work. Yes. Okay, question number 2. So,
Yes.
during your performance on Dragula, you did a handstand into a death drop. And I just wanted to know, like, whenever you were like practicing that, like, how did you just think, like, yes, like, let me do a handstand into a death drop? Like, how did this become a thing?
Odd. You know what? I first did it at a competition at Nikki's.
Mhm.
It was for Project Drag Race, Project Drag, and it was the first season they had, and it was the finale, and I was doing Weather Bean Hoochie Bitch, and I just fucking and I landed it the right way, and ever since then I was like, fuck it, this is gonna be my
Yes.
new trick.
Work. um, okay. If you could give 5 tips to anybody who's just starting drag, what would they be?
Okay, one, it's always stay true to yourself.
Mhm.
You know, never lose yourself. Never um let popularity kind of get to you, because people always, especially like if you're in that scene, they always have eyes on you and they see how you act. So it's always kind of like keep it
Yeah.
to an extent, you know, like don't take it too much. Second, I would say um always have someone who is gonna help you, guide you through the right steps and
Mhm.
lead you to the right doors, you know. And third, I would say do not let anyone ever tell you you are not capable of doing anything, because if you let that happen, you are never going to get anywhere. You are always going to have that in your head that you are not capable of doing something. And I say that because a while back I was dating someone who didn't like me doing drag.
Yeah.
And me being a dumbass, I stopped doing drag for over a year,
No.
and I sit back now and I think about it, and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? You know, like this guy, and the whole time this guy was like playing on me, cheating on me, and like when I found everything, how everything happened, I found out what he was doing. I fucking felt shitty, you know, like I did so much for someone, and look how I got repaid for it. You know, like he fucking did it dirty. So you know, it's always do you.
Yeah.
You know. Fourth, I would say, um, what would fourth be? Let's see. Always look your fucking best. You know, like put yourself together. You know, I mean, I know it's drag. It could be but I think along the way as you build your drag, you
Mhm.
polish it up a little bit. And fifth, I would say just be fierce.
Yes. um, wait, which question am I on? How many did I ask? Like
You
three,
have
right?
3.
Okay, 4. So, on your horror category of the runway, you basically just came out naked. And after you poured the blood on you, was it like freezing? Because I feel like
Yes,
it was
it was
cold
so
there.
cold. It was cold. It was super cold. Yeah.
And also, after you ripped the rosary out of your ass, like, was your ass okay after that? Because I felt like it hurt.
No, it was. You know, it's the question everyone's asking me everywhere I go. Even last night too. Like, bitch, how did you do that? You know what? I was so caught in the moment of me just
Mhm.
being so sick and just delivering that look that I didn't even think about it. And I don't even know how that shit did not come out of my ass, but it was just stuck there, you know. And I'm glad it didn't come out when I was doing the runway.
Mhm.
It wasn't painful. I didn't even think. I'm telling you, I was so caught in the moment that I didn't even think about the pain or anything. I was just like, "Fuck it, let's just do this."
No lube, nothing, just it's out. Um, okay, 5. Do you have a drag family or house, or do you plan on starting one?
I do have a drag family.
Mhm.
The house will be fierce, of course.
Mhm.
It, I have my daughters, and I have my sisters, and then I have my Befierce boys, which is probably like 5 of them.
Mhm.
A true Mexican family is a big family.
Yes. Um, okay. And 6. What are your opinions on bio queens? Because a lot of queens have a lot of different opinions.
You know what? I love it. I do
Mhm.
not mind it whatsoever. I know a few girls that are bio queens, and they're pretty sick at what they do,
Yeah.
honestly. And I enjoy seeing a real woman come to the drag shows in full makeup, full costume, big hair. It's everything to me. It's art, you know.
Yeah.
I think everyone's capable of doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yes. Preach.
All right. And my final question, this is a doozy. So a lot of the LGBTQ youth go through like loads of depression as they were younger. And I just wanted to know if you dealt with that as a young member of the LGBTQ community, and if so, how did you deal with it?
I went through it a lot during junior high and high school. I was very open about my sexuality. I was even a cheerleader in high school, and I went through it a lot. Everyone calling me a faggot and queer and fairy and this and that. But you know what? I've always been the type of person who doesn't care what people think about me. So it's just, bitch, like, I'm gonna do me, you do you, and that's that, you know? It's been
Yeah.
hard. I mean, it was hard. At one point, it was very hard. When I was barely starting, it was hard because I felt I was alone, you know? But I kind of surrounded myself with people that loved me for who I was. strength to move on forward and not let bring me down or just bullshit that this people have in their head that just because you're gay, you're less of a man or you're not worth anything. It's I think it's mentally, and I think anyone can overcome it if they surround themselves with positive energy and positive people that are gonna push them through everything. And I mean, I would say it's just ignore the motherfuckers, just
Yeah.
do you and love yourself. That's one thing for sure, that's one thing you should never forget is to love yourself and put yourself always first. Don't put anyone else first, put yourself first at all times.
Or your purse.
Okay, so now it's my turn to ask questions. So my
Yes.
first question is, who is your favorite queen to work with on Dragula?
My favorite queen to work with on Dragula, I would say Vander. Vander, since day one, she was always a sweetheart. She was always so nice to me. And have never met Vander before Dragula. I have worked with Pinche before, Frankie, Ursula, Meatball have barely kind of started knowing, getting to know her. But Vander, she was really sweet as from the get go. Like she was really nice to me. We stayed in touch throughout the competition, and yeah, I think I would say she's my favorite girl I've worked with.
Mhm. So my next question is, who did you think when you first got there was going to be the first to go?
uh, um, I thought honestly I thought Frankie was gonna be the first one to go home.
Yeah,
Really?
it was very hard to tell who was going to be like eliminated, who was going to stay. It was a very
Yeah,
shocking
but
competition.
but I'm not being shady. It's because I
Mhm.
went in the competition, like I said earlier, I went in the competition thinking that it was gonna be like Drag Race, where you have to be polished and you
Yeah.
have to be so glamorous that was gonna get you to the top. But it was totally the opposite. That's what I
Mhm.
had in mind, but little did I know that bitch was a fucking monster from the beginning, and she fucking made us all the way to the top.
So if they had another challenge that they just surprise, like they just sprung another challenge on you, what would you hope it would be?
Um, Good question. I didn't even thought of think. Hmm, what would I say? I would say eat like insects, like roaches or stuff like that.
Hmm.
Ew.
That would fit the show. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
So if you could give any advice to a younger queen or any queen who gets a lot of hate for their drag, what would you say? Like, if they get a lot of like hate for just being unpolished or not what everybody wants them to be.
You know what I would say is just to say fuck them, fuck them,
Mm.
fuck them, fuck them. I think there's all kinds of drag. There's not just one style of drag. There's the underground drags. There's the punk drag. There's a glam drag. There's
Mhm.
and I don't think there should stick to one style of drag just because everyone thinks that there's only
Yeah.
that style of drag. And I should say fuck them and do what you want to do and be free.
Hmm. So, who is the worst queen to work with on Dragula?
Is that a question?
Okay, so we got that answer already. Let's go to the next question. So if they do a Dragula season 2, do you think they'll cast a little more widely? Because weren't you all from California?
Right. I don't know. I hope. I mean, I think there's talent all over the U.S. that I would love to be part of the Dragula scene, show. Um, Heck, imagine that would be
Yeah,
amazing.
I feel like it's going to be the next drag race. Like just as it's going to get there eventually. It's got to start somewhere, and it hit off with a giant bang. Like the younger queens
I'm so,
love it.
I'm so glad that Tabule Brothers actually went on and brought this. I feel like
Mhm.
there's more people coming out feeling more comfortable of being, that dark, you know, drag, scene. I feel like
Mhm.
people are coming out, and then I feel like just like how Drag Race was accepted after a while, I feel like Dragula it's gonna be at something that it's gonna be normal, like
Yep.
they said, they said that 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 scene is like the weirdos, they're left out, but I feel like eventually it's gonna get to the point where Dragula, it's gonna be a scene, it's gonna be fucking
Mhm.
mainstream, it's gonna fucking be up there, and it's gonna be where people are gonna be like, oh shit, that's sickening, like not
Mhm.
just Drag Race is gonna be the main shit, but I feel like Dragula is gonna be the next fucking thing.
Yep. So my last
Yeah,
question before we see if there's any fan questions is who did you think was the cutest cast member as a boy?
Vander.
I can.
Vander?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I can
and
see
I
that.
think I think Vander has personality, and he's such a sweetheart, you know, and it's hard to find someone that has all the good qualities, and I think Vander
Mm-hmm.
has it, and probably that's what she wants, she is she's a sweetheart, she's humble, she's a hardworking
Mm-hmm.
queen, and I give it to her, and I'm so proud that she won, I think she deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
She fought all the way from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we so we didn't get any fan questions, sadly, but
Actually, we do.
Okay.
we
We do
do.
have a couple. We
Where?
do. People have been sending them to me.
Oh, well, before we do the fan questions, my friend Michaela Starr wanted you to know that you are her favorite queen of all time.
Thank you, Michaela. Kisses and
And also, I
hugs,
have to
hugs,
shout
hugs,
out
hugs,
Victoria Obvious. She loves you too.
hugs. Mwah.
You're
Kisses.
so sweet for a super monster.
Do you want me to go ahead with questions?
Yes.
Okay. First question is, what do you think of the validity of bedroom queens? Which, if you don't know what that is, I'll explain. It's a lot popular now. It's queens who are too young to go out to clubs and perform on stages in venues for 18 and up. It's a lot of the teen queen community who can't go out and perform, so they perform and they put on their makeup and their hair and their drag and everything. They do it in their bedrooms, and they do it on Instagram and stuff like that. So it's more of a question. What do you think of the validity of the newer teenage drag queen community?
Well, I mean, every club has a rule, you have to be 18 and over, 21 and over, so on and so on. But I think are doing it, keep doing it. You're gonna get to that age where you're gonna be able to be able to perform and showcase your talent on stage. But I think meanwhile, just kind of practice. I think by time you'll get better and better. And I have one of my followers. Her name is Gorgeous. She's from Texas, and she's really 17. And she's been following me since she was like 14, and she's been a big fan of mine. And she always tells me how she looks up to me, and like when I saw her from the first time to now, it's just like breathtaking. She is so beautiful, and she's just like she can't wait to be 18 so she can start going into the club, start performing. And I'm just like, you know what? You're getting better and better and better. And I think it's just a fact. Just keep working at it, and then I mean, eventually you're gonna get to the point where you're gonna be able to showcase your beautiful artwork. and you'll get there.
Okay. Next question. What are your thoughts on the rising amount of plastic surgery in the drag queen community?
You know what? It's gotten out of hand, I would say. I have seen queens where they don't look the same anymore. You know, they've gotten work done, a lot of work done. Everyone can do whatever the fuck they want. You know, everyone's free to do whatever they want. But I think sometimes they kind of overdo it. You know, like we're getting their lips really overly done. You know, getting work done in their face. I mean, everyone's to themselves, you know, but I wouldn't do it.
Watch, in like 10 years, we're gonna go back to this and you're gonna be like Amanda Lepore.
Okay,
Girl, my future.
imagine. Oh my goodness.
Okay, next question. What would you say makes a
Yes.
good drag wig?
What makes a good drag wig?
Yeah. Oh God.
What makes a good drag wig? I would say a good a good styled wig, honestly. I mean, it doesn't have to be a lace front wig, as long as you'll be size and you can fucking rock the fuck out of it. I think you'll be fine. I mean, the majority of my wigs are lace fronts, but I do have a couple of them that are not, that I still wear, and I'm just like, fuck it, you know. They don't have to be a lace front wig to fucking rock the fuck out of a good wig.
Let's see. Next question.
So we'll take like 2 or 3 more, just so we don't sit here forever.
Okay, because I was about to say. This person's asking, how many tattoos do you have in total?
22 tattoos.
Wow, 22. I hope to have that many. I want to be covered, girl. Like head to toe. Even some on my head.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting my first tattoo next month in March for my 18th birthday.
Oh my God, please get cunt across your forehead.
I'm not. I'll get
I mean, Madam Hex,
stomach.
would that be a lie?
No, not really. Hold on, let me open my iPad back up. Let me see if we have any more. No, but I think that was our last question.
Actually, wait, I have one more question.
Okay.
Okay, so I myself am a small town queen, but just being young and also being like fucking stunning, a lot of the older queens like will full on come for me. Like, where do you think that stems from? Because I know that happens to a lot of girls.
I think it comes from being territorial with their gigs, you know. Like, I feel like if there's a new queen that looks good and can perform fierce as fuck, and you come into their clubs, you know, they feel like that's their ground. So
Yeah.
I think that's where it comes from. Because I was like that at one point too. When I used to go to Arena, that was a club in West Hollywood. It's no longer there anymore. Where I felt like me and my friends were like the shit of that club. So when we'll see a new queen come in, we kind of felt like, bitch, this is my spot. Get the fuck away, you know? I think that's where it comes from.
Okay.
Just because you're fierce as fuck, that's why.
You're right. You're not wrong there.
I do have one question
Yes,
for me personally. This is just because I'm a makeup obsessed addict. But what is your favorite makeup brand?
I love Crayon. Yeah, it's that's what I use. For my for my face contour highlight, I use all that. I love it. It's just like butter, just so smooth.
Girl, I know. I
And
love Krylon.
It's not too heavy. It doesn't feel too heavy because I used to use MAC full coverage, and that one's really heavy. It's thick.
Girl, I can't say that bridge. It makes me look like the Sahara Desert with like a fresh coat of paint on it.
I feel you. I feel you.
So I would just like to say from all three of us, thank you, Melissa, for taking the time to do this.
Of
It was a
course.
pleasure
Thank you
to
guys for
meet
having
you.
me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot to do since you just got back from work. So I think we're gonna end right here. So if you have anything you want to say to the viewers before we leave?
Just stay tuned. There's a lot coming. Big things coming. Um, follow me on Instagram.
I'm gonna spam you right now, sis.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.